Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. My name is Khadija Denise, and this is the Awkwardly Funny Podcast. So today I'm going to jump right into it. If you live under a rock and you have not seen all of the TikToks and the videos relating to baby girl saying that she does not want to go on a coffee date, and it got people ready to tussle on the internet. Like, I don't really understand. That is that lady's preference. And because she feels that way, and she took herself out to lunch after the fact. Like, oh, you were just hungry. Well, you could have just said that, or you could have suggested somewhere else. Okay, prime example of how this could have been resolved, right? If he was truly interested, I was like, oh, no, thank you. I don't really do coffee. I don't do coffee dates, or I don't drink coffee, or whatever the case may be. All right, cool. Do you have anywhere in mind? And then if she said no, then she's just not interested, right? Or if he was really interested, he could have gave her like, okay, well, this is the menu. Check it out. See if you like anything. If not, I'll find somewhere else for us to go, right? I don't really feel like the coffee in question is the problem. It is the effort when it comes to dating and the lack thereof. So now we're seeing an influx of people saying that, oh, well, she's not attractive. We have the pick me's out here saying that she's not attractive and she's ungrateful and calling this lady out her name, saying that, oh, she should be happy with whatever she gets. Why? Why? Who made you the ruler of the universe to determine who should be happy with what? Then these are the women who look like little boys, or even if they don't look like little boys or they like girls themselves. I mean, they're yelling at the internet. They're yelling at the camera. And it's just like, who triggered you? Why are you so triggered? Your attractiveness, or whether someone finds you attractiveness, right? Because that's subjective, does not equal to how you should be treated. You should be treated well no matter if people think you're a 1 or a 10. And unfortunately, we don't live in that world, but we should, right? So with anything, that's just like I wear my hair ball and I'm interested in this guy and he's like, oh, I don't date girls who don't wear weaves, or I like ladies that got long hair. I can't feel some type of way because that's what he likes. That's a preference, right? So we're in this really weird age when it comes to dating and things like that, because the internet has people thinking that they have more options than they really do. And then of course we have all of the dating apps. We have the Tinders and the Hinges and the Bumbles, and I'm sure some new ones out there, but I don't really care to even find out, right? But they just don't put any effort into anything. They can't hold conversations. They can't even plan a proper date. You're interested in this young lady and you couldn't even plan a proper date, because who wants to go get coffee? Coffee is more of casual, or if you're meeting friends, or if you're looking to have a mentor or mentee type situation, like, hey, you know what? I want to pick your brain. Let's do coffee. Let's do lunch. I don't know. I don't do coffee dates. No. uh, so you want me to get dressed, drive to a coffee shop, and drink coffee and talk to you? No, I'm not doing that. Why would I do that? If that's the case, I can sit right here in this camera and look at you, and I can make me a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and talk to you on FaceTime. That is the amount of effort that it requires for a coffee date. I've I've even seen stories, or this one story in particular, rather, where this lady was asked on an ice cream date, and he still didn't offer to pay for the $7 yogurt. Like, so it's not even about the money, right? And a lot of times, it's just my opinion. I feel that people who are like serial daters, or they're not really looking to do anything serious, they are the ones who are suggesting the coffee dates. Because if I'm trying to hang out or date all of these different women, all these different ladies, I might not have the money to be going and spending $100, $150 per date. Someone who is intentional about dating, someone who is intentional about what they want in their partner and getting to know someone. First of all, we should be doing a couple of FaceTimes before we even go out on dates in the first place. So someone who's really intentional about you, intentional about getting to know you, they're going to put some effort into the date. They've already listened to what you like, and they're going to make suggestions based on the conversations that you all have had. It doesn't have to be expensive. See, we live in a day and age where quality is weighed by how much it costs. I know a lot of shit that ain't worth a damn and it costs a lot of money. Right? So I maybe had one instance when I was back on one of the apps and someone asked me like, we should meet for coffee. We won't. We won't. We won't meet for coffee. Oh, and he went on this rant. You want me to wine and dine you, and you may be used to men doing this, and the third. I am. So let me go ahead and just unmatch you, and you just disqualify yourself, because one thing I'm not going to do, that's the least, that is the bare minimum, right? So we are up to the point where we have to plead and get bashed for just the bare minimum, and that is a proper date. I had this guy ask me on one of these apps, we should meet and go walk in the park. Who? Who? First of all, do you know how hot it is outside? Second of all, I don't fucking know you. Like, y'all, let's be so for real. Yes, people are meeting people online, they're inviting them to them homes, and guess what? A lot of them are ending up 6 feet, 5 feet, however, I don't even know if they're burying 5 feet, 6 feet under anymore. So let's not pretend that there's a safety aspect when it comes to dating. I'm not about to meet you and go walking in the park, clown. I haven't even had a phone conversation with you. I haven't had a FaceTime with you. I don't even know if you have all your teeth. So why would I agree to go walking with you? It is, you know something, in this life, before I leave this earth, I want to have the audacity of a mediocre man. That's what I want, just a little bit of it. Because what is so difficult about meeting someone? Y'all vibing, you're interested. Clearly, you're not interested if you think that all that I'm worth is a $5 bullshit ass coffee date. And people are in the comments saying, oh, it's other things at coffee shops and they have this in coffee shops. I don't give a damn what they have at coffee shops. When I go on a date, I want to dress up. I want to put on my makeup. I want to put on a nice outfit. I want to prepare for this date. I want to, be a little excited, be a little nervous. Like, am I going to like this person? Are it going to be the same in person? Is the energy going to be, top tier, or is it going to be trash? And most times, like, one thing about me is I can know that I'm never going to see you again, but the energy is still going to be top tier. Okay. Because one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make it home. I'm going to arrive alive. Because women are losing their lives because men cannot take rejection. And this is not a bash towards men. It's not this, that, and the third. Date on your level, right? If you are interested in somebody and you see them online, whether it be Instagram, whether it be TikTok, a dating app, you can kind of gauge, even though people cap a lot on the internet, right? Even if that's true, you can kind of gauge on the level of what's the word I'm looking for? Maintenance that is going to require, right? So if you are looking at a girl's Instagram, social media, you're trying to check her vibe, see what she up to, and she's doing seafood boils all the time, and she's out and she gardening, and she drinking, like, that's the type of girl that might like to go to happy hour, right? And it's no shade, because I love a good happy hour. I just love being around good people. I just love being around good energy. But what I don't like, when people try to cheap date me, when they try to hoe date me. Like, no, we're not doing that. If you are on someone's Instagram and you're stalking them, trying to see what their vibe is, and even if you see them out in person, you're not just walking up to a random person like, hey, let's go to coffee. Huh? Even still, you can look at this person. Even if someone is dressed down, you can still look at them like, you know what? Maybe I need to come a little bit correct. But those are not the women that men want. They don't want the women who are okay with going on coffee dates. Men have a really bad habit of trying to humble women, and that's just what it is. A lot of men have mommy issues. That's just what it is. I know people personally who are raising sons to have mommy issues. Let me say it again. I know people personally who are raising their sons to have mommy issues. So it's not necessarily a problem with us. And then on top of that, we have the podcast people. I mean, I guess you can put me in that box. You have the podcast bros. It's like the blind leading the blind, right? And I'm all about having accountability across the board. Women need accountability. Men need accountability. Black people just need accountability in general. That's another episode for another day, right? We just need accountability anyway. But someone's looks does not dictate how you should treat them and what they should be happy in getting. Even if some, come on now. We got people on 600-pound lives who will get, Tammy got married and stayed married until her man kicked the bucket. And he was writing her poems and love letters, and they was rolling around in the facility together eating spaghetti and shit. They have people who are taking care of them, whether it be a fetish, whether it's true love, whatever it may be. So you're telling me, as I am, this fine girl that I am supposed to be settling for something that I don't want. If you can't give me what I want, then move along. Like, it's not even that big of a deal, money. Like, we aren't equally yoked. We're not even on the same page. I have met, now granted, that's why I love meeting men on vacation. I mean, I live in Tulum. And so I meet these guys, we go out and we have a good time. No expectations. They don't be trying to sleep. Well, yeah, a couple of times, but you know how that is. Men are going to be men, right? But for the most part, everybody's respectable. Everybody's mindful, right? And there's no tension. We're vibing, we're having a good time. You going back home and I'm going to bed, right? So we need to stop telling people what they don't deserve, what they do deserve, what they should be happy to get, what they, please stop that. Because these are the same women on here who are letting men drag them through the mud, wash them off with a water hose, and drag their ass right back through the mud. Let's be so for real. And not to say that the most expensive things or the most lavish dates is something that you have to do on the first date. But if that little $100, $150, if it's going to break you, then baby, you don't need to be dating. If you can't be the man and lead and let me submit, you can't pick a date that's within your budget. Now you upset because I don't want a $5 coffee. You need to be dating someone else. And that's okay. Let's save each other some time. When I meet people in person, when I meet people online, it's what do you want to do? But honestly, I mean, I don't really like the fact that I have to plan the day, but sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Especially if they're not from where I'm from. Like, we have a lot of transplants that come to Houston and they're not really from Houston. So I'm okay with that, right? But even still, a quick Google search, but at the same time, that doesn't really equal. That doesn't equate to a good time. So I kind of get it from both sides, right? But that's neither here or there. I'm sending you the menu. What do you think? You make the reservation, pull up. We're going to have a good time. I don't understand. People have Look, I'm about to start talking fast now, so I was about to start rambling. People, well, men have a problem with coffee dates because they're not serious about dating. Men have a problem with taking a lead, finding a date that's within their budget, and giving a lady options because they feel that they have so many options. And why should they have to go the extra mile? Because they're the prize. I've never dated a man who complained about money. Even if he didn't have it, he didn't complain about money. If he had to go do DoorDash, Uber, whatever, he was going to take me out and we're going to have a good time and no thoughts about money. And then we have the pick-me's. That's another conversation for another day. But that's why men don't take us out now. And you lucky you ask on a date. I get asked on dates all the time. I get asked on dates all the time. Like whether I go or not. Eh. I'm not pressed for a date. Literally, like I live in another country. Do you think that I'm pressed for a date? I'm getting ready to book a one-way ticket to Africa and travel from different country to country. Not saying I'm just rich or anything like that, but if I want to do something, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm going to do it. If God blesses me with the resources, and sometimes even if He don't, we just gonna do it anyway and hope He forgive me and still provide. Okay. I'm not pressed about a date. A date? I don't care about taking pictures for Instagram. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about posting your arm in the luxury car. I don't see y'all got the wrong thing that y'all worried about when it comes to dating. So anywho, if y'all don't want to go on coffee dates, don't go on coffee dates. And I know it's gonna be some men in these comments, and that's not all men, right? Just like some women are really ratchet. They are black women. It's to the point where I'm getting embarrassed. I'm about to renounce my blackness. But that's another conversation for another episode. But we need to do better, especially our men, do better with holding each other accountable. Just do better, man. Like, if you're not serious, then do something else. Or if someone wants to be casual with you and do this 50-50 thing that y'all doing and go on coffee dates and go on walks to the park and go get yogurt and tapioca, bobo, do that. There's nothing wrong with it. But don't be upset if someone doesn't want to do that. And that's just what it is. I love doing, okay, let's say for instance on a night out on time, I love to do a little, after I have some good food and we had a couple of drinks and we having a ball, right? I'm like, okay, let's do a little party. Like I'm ready to turn up. Let's do it. Y'all know I love me some Afro beats. We going to the Nigerian spot. Some people not be into that. And I can't get mad about that. You can go home, but I'm going out. I look good. I'm not wasting this outfit. Like, you could come with me if you want to. You can't get mad at people for having different type of things that they're into. I don't know, I'm trying to use the best analogy for myself, or if I would get offended by someone saying that they don't like something. Like, I can't. We only have one life to live. We have to do the things that makes us happy. And I'm like, I know you're like, oh, Khadijah's not that serious, girl. It's just coffee. But that's what people are making it out to be. They're throwing out insults and everything because, oh, she should be happy because someone's asking her out on a date. What? You know what? Do you know how many people have gotten a ring from someone, their last name, and they're no longer with us? Do you know how many people have gotten someone's last name, gotten a ring from them, and they're miserable? So where does this come into play where, oh, she has to get whatever she can take? Because people are getting more than coffee and they're still not happy. So why shouldn't she get what she wants? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. It's almost 20 minutes, y'all. Until next time, protect your energy, protect your peace. I love y'all. All this is coming from love. Most of it coming from a loving place. Protect your energy, protect your peace. Until next time, love y'all. Bye.